In this video, we will review the supporting information quadrant 3 of the Common Application. So follow me to the first section. This quadrant is made up of 4 sections: experiences, achievements, documents, affirmation statements. So on the first section, you will report personal experiences. Please read everything on the page, but I will summarize for you for purposes of this video. It says you will be able to make updates to your submission, but not once you've completed it. You may update the information in this section at any time prior to submission. Once you have submitted, you will be able to add more experiences, but you will not be able to update or delete completed experiences. Refer to the checklist on the program materials section of the application to determine if experiences are required for your program application. Enter your professional experiences in several categories or types in this section. To review the definitions, consider the duties you performed and choose a category that you think best fits the experience. This section can help colleges better understand your professional and personal experiences. So if you need to see the different definitions and descriptions, click on the link that says click here at the top, and then you'll see a description for each one. Employment, all paid work, for example, a retail or restaurant job. What qualifies as an internship? Paid or unpaid internship programs such as summer program, and so on. So you'll be able to see what they define, how they define the different categories. Go ahead and click on add an experience. Click on the down arrow and select the type of experience you're adding. I went ahead and filled out an experience as a volunteer to give you an example. So once I clicked volunteer, I had to give the information of the organization. Some of it is required. If you see a red asterisk, you have to do it. And if you don't, it's just optional. I went ahead and filled everything out that I could. So I put in an address, a phone number, a fake name, a person's title. Of course, if you actually have an experience, you will use a real person's name and the real title, phone number, and email address. The experience dates, the status. So I said I volunteered part-time and I started in 2015 and just recently ended. My title was volunteer, but your title could be something different. I volunteered and gave one sentence as to what I did. The more detailed you get about the description, the better idea you give to the campus about your involvement and your role in the organization. When ready, click on Save and Continue. So you can add different types of activities. The questions will be the same. The thing that changes is the experience. When ready, click on Save and Continue and move on to the next section. Achievements. Add your achievements. So you can add as many achievements as you have. You can see here I gave an example. One of my achievements was actually an honor. So you have 3 different options: awards, honor, or publications. Maybe you published a study or a research paper. I'm going to say that I received an honor, and my honor was to be a part of the President's Honor Roll at Santa Barbara City College in May 18, 2020. I gave a brief description of what that means, and when ready, you click on Save this achievement. Put in as many achievements as apply to you. When ready, we can move on to documents. Documents. So in this section, you'll be able to upload any documents required by the campus or program that you're applying to. So if you need to upload a resume, military history, visa documentation, click here for more information. It's a link. It's right at the right-hand side. Now, one of the things that most colleges do ask for is the college report. So I'm going to go over that one in detail, but please know that there's information regarding official forms here. So you also have a midterm report, secondary school final report, and a transfer requirement. So just fill out whatever documents are required by your institution that you're applying to or program that you're applying to. So for the college report, if you go to the Santa Barbara City College website, www.sbcc.edu/transfer center/the Common Application for Private Universities.php, you have different information that will help you fill out that college report. So if you go to the right-hand side, you'll see a button that says Submit the Transfer College Report, and this will lead you to a Google document that will outline the steps that you need to take. So the first thing you're going to do is download the form. So we're already on this step, and I'll show you how to do that right from the application. Then you're going to fill out the form. Now there's 2 options to submitting this to Santa Barbara City College for it to be filled out by an authorized person. So the first option is if you need to order a transcript for the institution you're applying to. So if the school is requiring you to order an official transcript, you're actually going to follow the steps to ordering the official transcript. And on the second step, it's going to allow you to attach this college report. So before you go ahead and order that transcript, first fill out this college report. So the way that we fill out this college report is you put your legal name at the top, then you fill out your date of birth, you plug in your Common Application ID that you can find on the Common Application. I'll show you where in a second. Type in the name of the school that you're at, which is Santa Barbara City College, our CEEB number, which is 4690. And then at the bottom, you fill in the classes you took in first semester and then second semester. So this is the current year courses. The following question is asking how many units you had before this year. And then the last question is how many credits are you taking this academic year? So look at your transcript. The transcript will show you how many units you had before this academic year. And then add up your units from fall and spring for the units that you've achieved for this academic year. So this academic year is fall, spring, and summer, which hasn't happened yet. And then anything previous to that would be before fall, right? And then you would say whether or not you waive your right to view the recommendation or supporting document. So if you waive your right, click the first box. If you don't waive your right, click the second box and read the disclaimer. When ready, sign at the bottom and date. And so again, if you need to order a transcript with that, you're going to fill out this form, this college report form. Then you're going to click on this button that says transcript order. And it's going to take you to a whole nother page where you can order that transcript. You're going to fill out this information here. Is this a paper, hard copy, or electronic? I like electronic, so go ahead and show you what that looks like. Fill out your information accordingly, and then on the next step, order options, you'll be able to upload that document, the college report. And so that way you're requesting the transcript and the college report. Now the second option is if you don't need the transcript. So if you don't need a transcript, then you're going to fill out the college report like we talked about. And then you're also going to complete the authorization to release form. And so you can get that blank form by clicking this little button here that says here. And this is how you fill it out. You put in the last name, the first name, the ID number, the phone number, and then check the boxes that apply. So current enrollment information, past enrollment information, scholastic standing, GPA, and other college report. Sign, date, mail to this address. So you want to check the website of the university you're applying to see where you're supposed to mail it. And if you're sending it to multiple schools, you can write the names of the schools down in this blank space down here. So that's how you fill this out if you don't need a transcript. Now for that college report, you did need your ID for the common application. You can find that on the top right hand side corner, and that's going to give you your ID for that application. I'm not going to add any documents to this, so I'm going to click the button that says I am not adding any documents. You probably should. You want to check the different schools that you're applying to and see what documentation is required. And then when ready, you move on to the next section. So on this very last section, you're filling out some affirmation statements. So the very first one says that you are clicking I certify that all information submitted in the admissions process, including this application and any other supporting materials, is my own work, factually true and honestly presented, and that these documents will become the property of the institution to which I am applying and will not be returned to me. I understand that I may be subject to a range of possible disciplinary actions, including admission revocation, expulsion, or revocation of credit, or revocation of course credit, grades, and degrees should the information I have certified be false. When ready, click Affirm. I agree to notify the institution to which I am applying immediately should there be any changes to the information requested in this application, including disciplinary history. Click I affirm when you're ready. I understand that once my application has been submitted, it may not be altered in any way. I will need to contact the institution directly if I wish to provide additional information. Click I affirm when ready. I acknowledge that I have received the application instructions for the college receiving this application. I understand that all offers of admission are conditional, pending receipt of final transcript showing work comparable in quality to that upon which the offer was based, as well as honorable dismissal from the school. Click I affirm when ready. I affirm that by completing and submitting a transcript request form to the registrar of the school or schools that I have attended, I am authorizing the registrar to send my request records, official transcripts, to the Common App for Transfer Transcript Processing Center. And I am also authorizing the Common App for Transfer Transcript Processing Center to forward my official transcripts to the institutions to which I am applying. Click I affirm when ready. I affirm that I will send an enrollment deposit or equivalent to only one institution. Sending multiple deposits or equivalent may result in the withdrawal of my admissions offer from all institutions. Note, students may send an enrollment deposit or equivalent to a second institution where they have been admitted from the waitlist, provided that they inform the first institution that they will no longer be enrolling. Click I affirm when ready. Then, once you've clicked all the boxes, you type in your signature, click Save and Continue.